Hello all and welcome back to Zoological Point. My name is Kyle and welcome to Shark Week. And by week, I mean week-long episodic educational course. Please don't sue me, Discovery. I'm trying to teach people about sharks too, but with a focus on facts and less on fear-mongering. The Squaliformes are an order of sharks that have been on this planet since the late Jurassic period. They can be identified by their spiny dorsal fins and their 5 to 7 gill slits. Similarly to the last video, I will talk about each family in detail. The Gulper sharks are a family of 20 or so species that are named after their unusual feeding method. Similar to the Gulper eel, they live in deep water and primarily feed on fish and marine invertebrates. The Kitefin sharks are smaller sharks that are notable for having, well, a kite-shaped dorsal fin. Just like the Gulper sharks, they are deep-sea dwellers. However, unlike the Gulpers, these fish are able to bioluminate. That sure makes finding food in the deep sea a breeze. Bramble sharks are a family of 2 species that are currently in taxonomic limbo, as scientists are unsure whether they're closer related to dogfish and rough sharks, or if they're closer to angel sharks and saw sharks. No matter where they belong on the tree, they are still fascinating since we know very little about these sharks. Heck, we don't even know what they eat. Now let's move on to a family that we have a higher level of understanding of. When I said move on to a family that we have a higher level of understanding about, I probably should have been more specific. Lantern sharks are tiny deep-sea dwellers that get their name from their bioluminescent organs. One of the most interesting members of this family is the dwarf lantern shark. As you can tell by the name, they're tiny, rarely growing more than 20 centimeters long, which doesn't just make them the smallest member of their family, but the smallest known species of shark. Have you ever looked at a car and wondered, how on earth is that thing aerodynamic enough to not instantly fall apart at the first sign of wind? Well, the rough shark is that car in fish form. Native to the deep waters of the Atlantic and Pacific, rough sharks are unusual looking even for a shark and primarily feed off of benthic organisms. Similar to the kitefin and lantern sharks, they are also able to bioluminate. Think of them as a chunky sentient night light. The sleeper sharks get their name from their slow movements and can be found just about everywhere, from the tropics to the temperate zones to even the frigid waters of the polar regions. The most iconic of the sleeper sharks is, without a doubt, the Greenland shark, which holds the record for the longest living species of vertebrate, since they can live up into 500 years. To put that in perspective, the world's oldest tortoise only lived to be about 187. If that wasn't cool enough, they also have a mutually symbiotic relationship with a species of copepod that will eventually replace their own eyes. Wait, did I say cool? I meant absolutely terrifying, and another reason why I'm not going swimming off the coast of Greenland. And finally, we have the dogfishes. After the 150 plus species of cat shark, dogfishes are the second largest family of sharks, with over 119 species. If you want to subject your brain to the same amount of pain that I have, sometimes dogfish is used for certain members of the cat shark family, like the chain cat shark, which is often called the chain dogfish. Don't worry, it gets worse, because we're not even halfway done with sharks. Dogfish are occasionally called spiny dogfish due to having a venomous spur on their dorsal fins, which is awesome, but also confusing because there's also a species called the Pacific spiny dogfish, as well as a species that's just called the spiny dogfish. For the sake of simplicity, just call them dogfishes. I'm going to end the video while I still have my sanity. And that's a wrap on the Squaliformes. I hope to see you back here tomorrow. I can't think of a pun for tomorrow's episode, so I'll just say, holy mackerel. It's the mackerel sharks.